Hey, how's it going? I'm in a few trades right now, all of which are ever so slightly in the green. I know it's been a while since I made a video, but I'm making a video today based on the request of a new follower who wanted to see how to make weekly fibs. So if you didn't know, on my charts I have these blue lines right here that act as very superior levels of support and resistance. If you just had any limit order at any given time between, how long's this time period? 16 days, you would have been up in profits on any type of scalp long. The same goes, that's for Bitcoin, and the same goes for Ethereum on this 1725 uh, line. Actually, the 1725, I don't know why it's not showing up right now. Maybe it's on a lower time frame or something. Nope. Okay, well, 1725 actually isn't a weekly fib. 1725 on Ethereum is actually the bottom of the last bear market, or I don't want to say bear market. There we go. 1725. All right, lock that in place. So if I go back on the daily, you can see that back in May of 2021, that was the bottom for Ethereum, and it is replicating that on this downtrend, down bear market we're currently in. If you had any limit orders at this point, you would have been good to go. The weekly fibs I always mark as blue on my charts, so these would have also been significant for long scalps, or even when now we're using it as resistance, right? So every time it comes over or comes up to it, it's a good short now that it's resistance. So how do you draw these? Again, they are weekly Fibonacci's. So I'm going to go to a chart that isn't cluttered, full of SR levels. I'm going to use Bitstamp for that. So Bitstamp is a good chart because on the monthly, it has the most data that I know of, right? On the monthly, on the weekly, it goes back. So I always go to the weekly, and here's what I do. What you want to do is you want to go to the weekly chart, and you want to get your magnet tool, which is right here, and that basically sticks your cursor when you're using a tool to the wick or base of a candle based on what you choose. And you're going to bring up the Fibonacci Retracement tool, and you're going to find the lowest wick from a previous downtrend and go to the highest wick of an uptrend, right? And now you're going to take your horizontal lines and you're going to match those levels. So I always color them blue so I know what they look like. And that's it. Those are your weekly fibs. Now there's different types of weekly fibs you can draw, and they all have different levels of significance, and make sure they're pretty accurate. Don't be inaccurate with these. You want to be accurate with them. As you can see, we have one all the way down here at 3,000 as well, which also happen to be the lows of this market, which is pretty interesting. So your Fibonacci tool is going to look a little bit different because I have mine color coded and modified. Usually they're like rainbow-esque. I think I might have a default one on Bybit. Oh, that is not a Fibonacci. Let me check. Yeah, this is what yours is going to look like, all these different rainbow colors and whatnot. So I have mine kind of grayscale. And you can see the significance of these just on the weekly. Even the weekly price action is respecting these levels, right? So you'll see how this was up at 60K. That was the top, right? So we drew the weekly fib from there. We lost one of the levels. It came down where? It came down to the next level. We lost a bunch of those levels. It was playing around under and over this one for a while, but we lost it eventually. It became resistance. Dipped below this one, became resistance. Found support on this one multiple times where we bounced in between, kind of jagged in between it, right? From here to this one, to this one, to this one, back to this one multiple times, right? Back to this one, tried to break up and came back down. And this is on the daily, so this is a very, very significant amount of price action. And they're very respected levels. We're currently respecting one right now. Look how well respected this level is on a daily chart, daily candles. Look how well it's respecting that level, right? And then obviously you use market cipher indicators to determine whether or not we are going to lose that level as support or gain it as support or gain it as resistance, right? And another way you can draw weekly fibs is if you're aiming up. So obviously this is a retracement tool. When you bring it from bottom to top, you're expecting it to retrace down. And when you bring it from top, and let's say you think this is the bottom, so when the bottom of the market comes in, you're going to bring it from the top, and let's just say this is the bottom. You're going to bring it to the bottom. Oh, that did not work. So you can bring it from wick to wick, and as you can see, if I bring it to around the same level, it's going to have very similar weekly fibs, because that's just mathematically how it works. So it's up to you. I like to do it wick to wick. That's how I've always done it, and that's how I'm probably going to continue to do it. Just like that. And this will give you levels above to aim for, right? So we can, if this is the bottom of Bitcoin, I can expect Bitcoin to reach 95,900 or 139,000, right? So we're looking at some crazy numbers, but this is all possible in the future, for sure. And you can even do extremely long, like especially on the Bitstamp chart, you can do monthly. You can come back and you can do a monthly chart here, like so. Was that accurate? Did I get that? I did. Nice. And you can see how we are currently respecting one of the monthly lines as well. So that would be a pretty significant level of support and resistance, would be 26,400 roughly. And if we lose this level, we can expect from a monthly standpoint, right? $14,700 Bitcoin possibly. If not, this could be a bottom and we could come back to 34,000. I don't know. That's how you draw Fibonacci's. For retracing down, for retracing in a bear market, you go from the lowest point of the last swing low to the highest point of the last swing high. And for retracing in a bull market, you go from the last swing high to the last swing low. And it's as simple as that. And you could also do you could also do fibs on the micro, right? The micro, the macro. So say you're scalping and you want entries and exits, you just last swing. I want a short, so I entered a short up here, which I did actually. Those trades got closed a while ago because this is a while ago. I'll bring it from the last swing high, and from the last swing low to the last swing high because you're retracing down, right? And these are your local fibs. So you would take profits at this horizontal, at this horizontal, at this horizontal, and you can see how price respects it as well. So if I just color this in real quick as a local level, you can see how price came down to another one of the levels, came up and touched from a local standpoint. So they are also local support and resistance based on how you draw it. And you can use this on any time frame, on any level, on any asset. And but I highly recommend the weeklies because they are very significant, and they have been for me for a long time. And just a little bit of quick market analysis right now. What do I see on Bitcoin 1 hour? This is what I see currently from this chart. This is the Bitcoin 1 hour. I can see how money flow is overall decreasing. I can see RSI seems to be trending down here. Momentum is definitely not having a good time, especially right now. When you see this, momentum is down, momentum is low. So we have RSI is trending lower. They're also overbought, so that's bearish. Trending lower, momentum trending lower, definitely. Money flow is in the red and also trending lower. So on the hourly oscillations tend to last about a day. So it's already been 12 hours, so maybe another 12 hours of downwards price action, just to kind of gauge what you'd want. We can also see on the 4-hour chart, momentum definitely, right? Anchor wave, trigger wave, even another anchor wave, right? So it's not really a divergence, but it's still trending lower. Money flow is obviously coming out here. Momentum has just crossed into the bearish, so we're looking at a lot more bearish action. I think the RSIs aren't the tightest like they could be up here, but it's still low. It's below what you want to see for any type of bullish action. And as you can actually tell, every time the RSI comes over this 60 mark, really, that has been really good short entries. So that basically means it's being overbought. And anytime that has happened, it has been a good short entry. I entered here, got the short. I entered here, got a little bit of that short. I kind of like stalled on it, so I kind of closed like up here. I got in this short as well. I did not get in on this short up here. Wish I did. I'm currently in a short based on this red X, right? The bearish EMA cross on the super trend alpha indicator. Anyways, I think that's it for today. I'm still bearish overall. The daily is printing a bearish apex right now, and in a bear market, I wouldn't not give this credence. You know what I'm saying? Have a good one.